The Dreamweavers, Land of Woven Dreams. It ends for me as quickly as it began, because, as you can see, oh, never mind. Scratch that. This time around, I'm actually going to accomplish things in the Dreamweavers world because my dreams came true last time and I reached the second platform. Now I feel obligated to give these enemies the respect they deserve. First up, we have the obviously titled Slap Happy Monk, large version. In the distance, we have the Slap Happy Armored Monk, small and large versions. The large version, being metal and large, is actually invincible. The small version, not so much. And since I actually did reach this platform through legitimate means of not gliding, I am free to collect every single gem that I can see. The Slap Happy Monk also has a small version, but the Cannoneer on the platform ahead of me does not seem to cooperate, and to solidify that fact, we actually did see him on the first platform last time, and there he is in the distance, quite pixely as he is. And I'll just refill with a magic mushroom there, and give a little bit of exposition to the first actual level of the Dreamweaver's world, the Dark Passage. Now, if you think back very far, you remember the Artisan homeworld contains a world called the Dark Hollow, which had similar textures, similar light fixtures, with similar jiggles, and absolutely none of the same enemies. Make of that what you will. Spyro does not do the common platforming mistake of repeating themes of levels with slightly higher difficulties later on in the game. Instead, it just reuses textures and light fixtures. Now you'll see ahead we have 3, actually, new enemies of the world. They're sort of exclusive to this world, you can make the argument. The first we have, switching back and forth, is the Demon Pup and Demon Dog. In small version, it is quite not threatening, little yipper dog. In darkness, however, you'll see that it changes quite rapidly and behaves much like the man-eating, dragon-eating plants of the Misty Bog. In the distance, we see reminiscent of the Slap Happy female armored monk, a giant and small metal turtle that shoots fireballs, and depending on its size, it shoots the same sized fireball, which is actually quite ridiculous when you think about it. And in the middle of it all, we have this fairy with a lantern, sometimes lit. It's like it has the trick birthday candles inside of the lantern, which you just can't seem to keep blown out. Or if you look very closely, you'll see that he's actually turning it back on, which is why he's actually the fool. You also notice he has dragon/bat wings, and we cannot actually harm him, so there's no gems to be gathered. We can turn him into a lantern, though, for a short period of time. Across the distance, we see quite menacing 4 pups, and as long as they are in the light, whether it be from lantern or light fixture, they make a hilarious death noise and are very easy to kill. The turtles, on the other hand, are not the same. Unless there is a light source around, we can't actually harm them. Luckily, there will always be a light fixture or a fool with a lantern around to provide light. Top of this whirlwind, we have the first dragon of the level, ePSXe.
The enemies here can be quite frightening, but you should watch the fools.
I'd rather flame the fools.
Now you're thinking.
You can flame the fools or you can charge the fools, the result is the same, though that doesn't quite make sense. Now up ahead you'll see the last new enemy for this level, the Cupid, who, while it doesn't seem like it, is a large enemy, also shoots projectiles seemingly infinitely from its bow and arrow, which is actually arrows. Too large to charge, you must flame it. Of course, because we can jump over its projectiles, it's not much of a threat. And they think very little of you at this point in the Dreamweaver's world because there are so many magic mushrooms hopping around every light post. They make sure that you do not want to get killed from the nightmares located within, but I'm damned if I'm not going to try. I prefer killing the demon dogs, or the demon pups rather than demon dogs, because of their hilarious death noise, and the damage radius of the demon dog is larger than that of the demon pup, so I thought I was safe. That's much better. Of course, I could have just charged the fool, but what fun is that? I like a good timing puzzle as much as the next dragon. The small turtle's death noise isn't that bad either. It sounds like I played Kick the Can, and in a sense I am. The large turtle's death noise, however, is probably the most hilarious in the game. I'll save that for a bonus video. And we're already to our next dragon. They really don't think that much of us.
Thank you for releasing me.
And thanks for nothing. Nothing but a checkpoint I didn't need. 3 demon dogs seems to be the actual record, and I think I will have to eat my words as I am very close to being killed and returning to that checkpoint. And if I can avoid hitting the fools, then I will, because I'm trying to conserve my flame. I think I've been actually too liberal with it up to this point, and I think I'm running low. I haven't hit an ammo box in quite a while. Cupid, across the gap, not a problem with— oh no! Well, I deserved that. Close viewers know why. And this time around we can ignore all of the nightmares. I'm sure we've all had that experience growing up. Cross the gap, and do not bounce off the Cupid to your death quite again. This gap looks a lot larger than it is. Really no fancy jumps are needed. Just a bit of timing would have survived me quite more sentence structure. And I'm already out of sparks again. Luckily the Cupids aren't ever a threat, and we've already reached the end of the level. Even though we are nowhere near the total of gems, and we haven't quite seen any out of our reach, except for the strong box on the platform across from me, which I completely ignored. The last dragon. Irakab.
You know, I think you just might be the dragon to defeat Nasty Nark.
That's me, all right.
Well, it certainly isn't Irakab. And you see that we've only got 2/5 of the gems and 3/5 of the dragons, because we've actually missed 3/5 of the level and 2/5 of the dragons. And they are located in a quite secret area you saw when I was busy dying. There we go. Straight off the edge, you can see the 2 gems there hinting towards you. If I can just, okay, I didn't even need to really do that much. If I didn't bounce off and fall into the water, I get down here, where there are more red gems. The whirlwind I passed does not actually lead anywhere I need to go at the moment, but I'll go there anyway, because I need to go there eventually. Scratch that, I thought there were gems up there. Always come prepared. Now that we're out in the open of purple space, I guess this is supposed to be nighttime, but there are lampposts, so I'll forgive it. There can't be any nightmare versions of the pups or turtles. It's just too bright. Meaning there is absolutely no threat. And the death noise for the turtle is also the sound of the fireball coming out of it, or very close. I think it was made from the same can in the studio. Another theme of this level is fireworks outside, because it is nighttime, and I guess that has something to do with dreams? Up to this point, it's been more nightmare themed than anything else. Now, I would normally give up the goat at this point in the level and just exit, because that gap clearly cannot be crossed without gliding. But look what it took me to get to this point, so impossible really isn't anything in the Dreamweaver's world. Quite simple. And I'm sure you enjoyed that. I know I did. Now, You might see that this puzzle here is a bit different so far. The fool in the back is not actually changing his lantern, but there are two turtles. The solution, of course, is to walk at a leisurely pace, take the damage, and flame the fool. Take the damage and kill the turtle. The damage is necessary, or else you'll have to restart your game later on. Don't worry about it. The very top of the whirlwind, we see we are outdoors still, so there's still no need to worry. Cupids and turtles and pups abound. So it's just a bit of cleanup, and magic mushrooms everywhere. Actually more than I think will actually take to refill a full of sparks. So as long as you bounce around like Spaz I am, you should be fine. And don't charge into fireworks. It was a viable strategy earlier on in the game, but this is where it starts to actually play for keeps. And just in case it wasn't easy enough, here's a 1-up for you. And a checkpoint. Arappa.
Thanks, Spyro. I'd love to help you catch Nasty, but I'd really hate being trapped in Crystal again.
Don't worry, the only one who's gonna be trapped is him.
Those wraps were not quite as dope as I thought they would be. And even though we are indoors, there are lanterns everywhere, so there's really no need to fret. Also, we're so close to a checkpoint at every point in this level, there really is no need to fret when I'm making a perilous jump. Completely removes the tension out of my challenge, and I thank Insomniac for that. Actually, this section of the level is much easier than the previous one. It's more platforming, I'll give it that, but the damage quite ramped down. If we did fall, there are plenty of platforms below to catch us, and if it wasn't enough of a journey yet, here's another checkpoint for you. Izabo.
Thank you for releasing me.
Thank you for giving me a place to end the level on a good footnote, because you see out in the distance there are 10 gems and a sparkle, two sparkles, which could be any number of combination of gems, but that is a jump for another time, another Let's Play when I can actually glide. And that is everything that can be collected without gliding in the Dark Passage. I'm sure of it. There is no argument to be made there. 6715, more than enough gems to progress onto the last world of the game. But me and Dreamweavers have a settled score, and I almost jumped into that whirlwind, which would make me glide to the next platform. But Dreamweavers, I am better than that. This gap is large. It is not a downhill gap, and it is not possible to be crossed without gliding. But at this point, you have to ask yourself, would I rather he adhere to the challenge, or would I rather see him play the rest of Dreamweavers, arguably the best level in the game? Well, ask yourself, is that challenging? Is it, punk? I would make the argument that at this point you can just close out of the video, roll around on the floor. You are never going to see something as perilous as that. And really, I think I should just end the video now. Okay, I think they're gone. Now that the Fairweather fans are gone, I can actually show you the cool stuff. Because the rest of the Dreamweavers houses actually one of my favorite levels, probably surpassing Treetops. But you've actually got to wait for that, because we've got one of my least favorite levels to contend with first. Oh, we can see the short version of the Slap Happy Monk, aka the Carrot-Topped Monk, aka the Male Monk. He does not actually slap. Strange as that may seem, he just punts you like a Spyro football. While the firework is going off, here's a checkpoint with Fetal. Hey.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
They might have just came out and said it. That's Yoda, by the way. So, expecting the unexpected, preparing for the unprepared. So the enemies are going to be invincible when short and not metal, and will not drop gems when I kill them. As we enter the lofty castle, let's keep that in mind and see how it rings out.